In my previous video, I unboxed and installed the EVbase rear seat air conditioner control and multimedia system for the Model 3 and Y. The installation was fairly straightforward, and I didn't have any issues. Here you can see the results of the final setup. For this video, I will cover the controls, software, and how to use it, and then finally my thoughts on this accessory. Let's get started. When you first enter the car, there is a startup screen that displays this graphic of the Model 3. When the car is off, this screen will be off just like the main Tesla screen. After a few seconds, it shows the main control. If you're sitting in the rear seats, this is what you'll be looking at most often. Note that this screen does not have a door open alert that the previous 7-inch version had. I want to cover the ports first. There are two USB ports, a USB-C data charging on the right and a USB-C charging port on the left. I'll hook up one of my USB-C to Lightning cables to demonstrate how it works. Plug it into the right port and then the other side into a device. This one happens to be an iPhone 8, and as you can see, it is now charging. If you need to load music or video to the onboard memory, use the left USB port. This port will also work if you need to do any firmware updates using a flash drive. Note that the fan icon on the bottom of the screen has a line underneath it, and that means we're on the HVAC page. Press the power button in the center of the screen to turn it on. Blue means that it is working. The line at the top of the screen is the fan control. Off is on the left, full speed is on the right. There should be 10 increments, just like the Tesla's main screen. Just touch the area on the line where you want the fan speed to be set. To adjust the temperature, just use the arrows to the left or right of the temperature to lower or increase respectively. The lock icon will put the screen in lock mode, which is a screen with the clock and a wallpaper background. Just swipe to unlock. To the right of that is the display power button. Press this to turn off the screen. Press anywhere on the panel to turn it back on. All the way to the right is volume control. Press the left arrow to lower the sound, the right arrow to increase it. The icon with the 3 bacon strips is for seat heating. Press it and a new window comes up. You can control the 3 rear seats by pressing on each one individually. Each press turns the level down and then finally off. If you want to turn all the seats off with one command, press that button. While on this page, note the click chair control. Press this button and the arrows will appear. The arrows on the seat button will adjust the front to back position of the seat. And the arrows on the seat back will adjust the angle of the seat. This is handy for rear seat passengers to adjust their legroom, hopefully not upsetting the front seat passenger if there is one. The grid of 9 boxes icon on the bottom of the screen brings up the app menu. The first app is for settings. When this is pressed, we see General, Display, and Factory settings that are listed on the left-hand side. Here you can change the language, set the time, set the temperature unit, turn auto lock on or off, and set the time for it to take effect. Button vibration is haptic feedback. Version info brings up this screen that shows the versions for all the software. Reboot will restart the screen. And finally, rest is restore factory settings. Press Display, which will then allow you to adjust the brightness setting. Factory settings allow you to change the device's factory settings, and this requires a password. And I'm not sure what that is. And that's all there is in this settings app. Going back to the main menu, next up is the Android settings app. This is where you can set the network and internet connection. If I press that one, we'll see that the Wi-Fi is on but not connected. Press Wi-Fi, and then it gives you the ability to add a new network. For example, I'm going to enter my home network on here. After a few seconds of obtaining the IP address, it will now show that it's connected. Going back to the previous menu, the next one up is Mobile Network, and that brings up a screen for the SIM cards. Since this device doesn't have a SIM card slot, it's grayed out. The next screen has settings for hotspot and tethering, and there are several other options, but not really needed for this demo. Back to the previous menu, the second item is Connected Devices, Bluetooth and NFC. Press that to see this screen. For this test, I will use my set of Bluetooth earbuds. Press the Pair New Device button, and then look for the device you want to connect. In this case, it is the T10-R. A box pops up to confirm pairing. It will also pair with the matching left headphone too. Now it will show up on the screen, and it even shows battery level. This is the main advantage over the previous 7-inch screen, which didn't support Bluetooth headphones. Going back to the previous screen, there are icons for battery, display, sound, and storage. Pressing Storage brings up the File Manager. On this, there is only one item that's available. I'll press it, and this is a video. Press the play button in the center to start. Press anywhere on the screen and it brings up controls. Press the three dots in the upper right side of the screen to bring up more options. Then press the left arrow at the top left of the screen to return to the previous menu. Note that the top menu appears and you have some adjustments. Press the speaker icon to adjust the sound volume. Next to it is the Wi-Fi indicator, and then the return button. Next to that is the Windows button, which will allow you to swap between different apps. By the way, you can swipe down on any of these screens in any of the modes to bring up a quick menu. You can also access videos and photos directly from the main screen through the dedicated app. Going back to the previous screen, we have a number of other settings choices. I'll now press System. On the very bottom, we have System Update. Curious about that, I pressed Update. It says it is current. Going back to the previous menu, I found that it's better to set the time and date manually in this menu. First set the hour, and then the minute, then AM or PM, and press OK to complete. And that's about it for the Android app settings. I'll go back to the main menu. On the app screen, press the Google Play Store on the lower left. If you want to update or add new apps and games, this is where you do that. First, I'll update the YouTube app. I'm going to also install the Amazon Video app, the Waze navigation app, and then the Sirius XM Music app. Give it a minute or so to download all of these. When you go back to the app menu, scroll all the way to the right. Now the 3 new apps show up here. To connect this display to the car speakers, we need to pair Bluetooth. Go to the Android settings, connected devices, and pair new device. Note that the device name is TSL-BTD. Now, in the driver's seat, on the car screen, press Bluetooth settings and search for TSL-BTD. Then connect. Go to the back seat and press pair when the box shows up for confirmation. It also asks if you want to share messages with the car, and I said yes. When done, it will show connected under the device name. How about if you want to access something on a flash drive? Insert the flash drive into the right USB port. Press the Apps button, and then scroll to the next screen. Select Video. At the top of the list, select USB. I only have one video on the drive, so press it to start.
Guardians of the Galaxy, this will be their end. This is not the first time we have been threatened.
The sound is playing through the car speakers. Note there is a slight delay in the audio compared to the video. However, when using Bluetooth headphones, there's no delay.
Drax, sit up! What is here for? Drax, it's called a sofa. It's on a bed.
I find it hard to believe it does have multiple purposes.
I was 8 years old when I left Earth.
You want me to drive?
No.
I'll drive.
Figure out how to put it in backwards. People on Earth die when they're like 50.
Are you about to die?
I'm not 50!
Back on the app page, press the YouTube button on the lower right side. Back on the app screen, scroll to the right. There's something called Over-the-Air Update. I press this check button to look for an upgrade file. And it says that there's currently no upgrade files on this website. The app on the right called Z-Link 5 is the Apple CarPlay app. What you do is press on this and then you can link your phone to the device with Bluetooth. And then you can access Apple apps directly through this screen, as I saw previously in the other 7-inch display screen. There's a settings button where you can go through and adjust common things that you'd like to set for Apple CarPlay. Sometimes apps can't be found on the Google Play Store and you can alternatively download them to a flash drive. For some, they are preloaded on the device to install. Press the Install app here. And I'll select the Disney Plus, Hulu, and Netflix from the list. Then press the Install button on the bottom. When done installing, exit the Install app. Scroll to the right and the new apps are now shown on the screen on this page and also the next one. I'll start up Netflix so you can see an example of the video from streaming. This episode will do. Note that there is also a slight delay in the audio compared to the video in this section. It's off just enough to be annoying.
Just making a return. Everything okay?
Yeah, just changed my mind.
Okay, it's just this is the third time you've bought and returned these hibachi grills.
Oh yeah, it's charcoal versus gas.
It's hard to decide. I see you returned the carbon monoxide detector again.
Thought you guys had a no questions asked policy.
I'm not asking a question. It's a statement.
Okay.
You got a receipt?
Yeah. I got it somewhere.
If you're making a return, please be sure to...
I mentioned the shortcut menu that you can get by swiping down. Here is how it looks on the main HVAC screen. It shows the home button, the time, volume, Wi-Fi signal, back button, and the app switching button. Compared to the previous 7-inch screen, the software is slightly different. On the other one, it had more HVAC controls, for example, air conditioning hold, recirculation, exterior temperature, and seatbelt status. However, on this screen, the addition of the front passenger seat controls is a nice upgrade. Also, putting most of the controls into the bottom menu makes the interface a bit cleaner looking. One of the shortcomings of the original screen was the audio delay when playing videos. This still has a lag, but not as bad. When using Bluetooth earbuds, there's no lag at all. I have read that some of the issue has to do with the Tesla Bluetooth connection. Hopefully with future firmware updates, the system can improve and solve the Tesla speaker sound delay. That brings up another positive for this unit. The older screen didn't do Bluetooth headphones, which was a big negative. Since the rear screen passengers don't want to interrupt the front seat passengers, having the Bluetooth earbuds is a must-have feature. This screen provides that. The screen also appears to have a beefier system on a chip for the Android operating system. On the negative side, I have noticed that the clock can be a little wonky. It's complicated by the fact that there are multiple areas where the time can be set. The auto time zone does not appear to be working, so it's best to set it to manual. And finally, as seen in the previous installation video, the biggest downfall of the 7.2-inch screen is the lack of airflow for the rear passengers. The very thin slot restricts the air, and you have to increase the fan speed to a fairly high level to feel it directly. However, if direct airflow is not a big deal for your rear passengers, this is less of an issue.
Alright, thank you.
In all, this is a good addition for those sitting in the rear seats. The ability to control the heated seats is the #1 feature I like. Also, controlling the rear fan and the other HVAC settings makes it more usable. Add the ability of the Android operating system and the associated apps along with the Apple CarPlay, this screen has a lot of cool features. If you're interested, see the link in the video description. Don't forget to use code RANGER for 15% off of this product. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.